Hey you guys, so welcome to my channel. Today I am going to declutter my eye palettes here. As you can see, I think how I'm going to do it is that I'm going to actually group them up into different little groups and then declutter them as I go along. So I'm going to first start off with my smaller palettes here. I really do not want to get rid of my Melt Cosmetics up here because they are very cute and very pigmented, and I really want to get the rust stack. So we're going to keep this. So I guess I'm going to keep the stuff that I want to keep over here on this side. Next is Tinashe. I have not opened up this packaging yet. Let me open it up for you right now. So this is what it looks like inside. I really do like this palette, and I have not even swatched it, but I know I really want to keep it forevers, and I don't want to get rid of it, at least for now. So I'm going to keep this baby right here. This palette is actually custom made from my cousin. She gave it to me for Christmas, and I'm going to keep it still because it is very wearable and very natural. So I'm going to keep this baby over her. This is also limited edition. This is Kelly Osbourne MAC, and the color or eye palette called Bloody Brilliant Quad. So I'm gonna keep this too. I don't know, I bought this palette when I was first getting into makeup, and this was probably one of the first high-end limited edition palettes I've ever bought. I haven't bought any limited edition MAC cosmetics lately, but this is really close to my heart, and I want to keep her around. Next here, my mom bought me, this is the Burgundy Quad, not Quad, but yeah, Burgundy ×9 eye palette. I don't really use this as much, but I want to keep it because my mom bought it for me. And this was very popular when the 9 little palettes came out at the time. Oh my gosh, so this one, this is the Bao Bao Wan MAC palette that I bought in Hawaii when I could not find it here in California, and they actually had this collection in Hawaii still, so I was totally down to get it, and I'm very happy I have it. Even though the colors aren't super unique, they're still very pretty, and they were, I don't know, I really like it. Another limited edition quad is the Maleficent MAC collection, and I bought this one. And did I get the other lipstick? I forget what else I bought from the collection, but I bought this one when I was really getting into makeup, and I thought that these were like essential to have, even though every palette seems to have a black nowadays. So but anyway, I really like that movie. Now into Wet n Wild. Man, I need to give something up. Alright, so I really like this thrift store chic one and the vinyl collection, so I'm gonna keep these. And they blend pretty well. Wet n Wild is probably one of the best ones out of the drugstores that have really good eyeshadows. Alright, so I guess I should give up California Roll because I really don't use this palette often at all. Okay, yeah, let's give her up, even though that's limited edition Melody. Okay, so now it's down to these 3. Okay. I remember this not being that good, and I don't know, should I keep these? I should just give this one up, even though this was the, I think this was it the spring collection? I forget, but I don't know. This one is the Shade and Light Eye. This is the quad. Is it also quad? Yeah, it has 4 eyeshadows and it's tiny. I don't think the shades are that unique, and I don't really like them. Well, I did like them, but I just feel like they're not that unique, and I don't know why I bought them. I thought that they were limited edition, and I wanted to get an eyeshadow palette that I would actually use often, and I don't really use it this often because it's just not that unique to me. There are so many other eyeshadow palettes that I have that have these colors, so this is gonna go away. But the packaging is really cute. And why not? Okay, I'll also give this up too. Ah, so sad. Alright, so next up are these babies. Let's now declutter them. Okay, well, I'm not decluttering my Viseart palettes because each of these palettes cost 80 bucks, and I'm not giving them up. But they are really good. Pigmentation. I love going out when I travel. I love using this palette here because they're just very basic colors, and this is literally called the basic palette. So I'm going to keep her around. This one is also called the Brights palette, I believe. Yeah, the Bright Editorial palette. And I don't really use color too often, but I'm really trying to dip my brushes more into color and rainbow colors, so this is a really good palette to use when I practice because it blends so well with each other. So I'm gonna keep these because they are just freaking expensive, and they are good as well with pigmentation and blending. Now this is the Stila in the color Mind. I don't think this is that unique at all. It's just a matte color palette here, but I'm gonna keep it. Do you hear my hesitation right now? Okay, let's just kind of like skip her right now and I'll go on to this one. I'm gonna get rid of this 24 karat nude. I did a review on this palette and it was only okay. I don't really like Maybelline eyeshadow palettes, so I really don't know why I bought this, but I really did not really like it, and for the price I feel like I could have bought Wet n Wild or something else better with it. Here is a custom palette that my friend bought me. No, it's not a custom palette, but my friend bought me this palette back like 3 years ago or 4 years ago when I started getting into makeup, like extremely into makeup. And this is just nostalgic to me because, I don't know, it just shows like what a great friend she is, and I love her so much. Thank you so much, Jodeci, for giving me this wonderful palette. This has Bordeaux, Skimp, AC/DC, Gunmetal, Hijack, and Lost in this palette. I don't really use it too often because I don't really go for extreme glittery shades, but I should use it more often. So I'm going to keep that over there. You can see my reflection over there. Next is the Meet Matrimony palette. This one is also, okay, you know what? These both are very similar. Well, not similar, but they're both, okay. I guess they kind of are similar. Oh my gosh, but they're different. They're both different, but they're the same, but they're both different. Okay, we're going on to this Tartelette palette. I don't like the purple one. So we're gonna give her away. I'm sorry. I just did not really like the Tartelette palette that much. This is the Tartelette in Bloom. I don't really care for this palette either, but I just kind of like want to keep it around a little bit more just because it has the shimmery shades in it. Like, it has options, you know what I mean? It's just down to these two. Okay, I for sure want to keep this one because my cousin and I bought this together, so I want to keep it. I'm gonna keep you in the maybe pile. Okay, you can see my reflection again. Oh my gosh, this is so difficult. So next up are these palettes here. Let's go with this palette. I got this on an exchange kind of thing between me and this girl in Australia, and she sent me a lot of Chi products. Unfortunately, over the years, I kind of got rid of the stuff that she gave me, even though I really adored them. I'm not going to use these colors. I'm not really into rainbow colors, even though I'm really trying to get into them right now. But unfortunately, I need to give it away. This is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. At first I really did not care for it because I bought it, right? Let me try to open it here. So I opened it. Okay. So I bought it, right? And I was not really interested in the colors here, but then they kind of grew on me. But I just feel like it's more fair skinned people friendly, whereas more tanner people, because I am obviously kind of like not very fair. I'm more tanned, but yeah, I like this palette. I really do like it. I just don't use it as often, but I'm gonna keep it, and it's also limited edition, so, and I like Gwen Stefani, so I'm gonna keep that baby. Another thing I'm gonna keep is definitely this Ladybird palette by Kat Von D. This is limited edition and it's all mattes. I like how I was having a total dilemma with those last palettes back in the last group, but this one I'm just like, yes, I have to keep it because I bought this when I was getting into makeup a lot. So this is like one of the first high-end palettes that I ever bought, and it's not around anymore, so I think this is meant to stay in my collection. Being an eyeshadow junkie, this is so difficult right now. Right, so this is a custom palette that I made with MAC, and unfortunately I need to get rid of it because the colors are just so similar. Because you know how when you online shop and you just don't know what color each shade is or whatever, or the shades aren't true to true in person, you know, from online to real life. Yeah, can you see the bottom three here are like super similar. These two are kind of similar. These four are kind of similar. These two are kind of similar. It's just not good. So I'm gonna give it to someone who would actually appreciate it. I am really pissed off at these colors and I can't really get them out. That's the pissy part, is that I can't get these MAC shades out, so I can't switch them out. And I really tried to love it. I really tried to, and I used it as much as I could, and it just really pisses me off. The quality is fine, it's whatever, but it's just that, you know, I messed up. So the Nakeds. Ah man, the Nakeds. And Huda, but we'll get back to her in a bit. Ah, Naked. Do I really want you? Everyone knows what the Naked palette looks like. I really don't think I should have it because it's just, I don't know. But the shades aren't that unique anymore. When they first came out, I'm sure that the hype was real, but I wasn't really into makeup yet. But now that when I finally bought the Naked palette, I was just like so underwhelmed. But you can obviously tell that I use this shade Naked a lot. But I'm just not really into it. So I'll find you a good home, baby. Go over there with the other rejects. But I still love you guys. So Naked 3, I'm going to keep her around because I don't know. I feel like this is just a really cute, unique palette. I think it's a unique palette. I think eventually I will get rid of it. But for now, I'm going to keep it around because it's just such a romantic palette. I don't know. I like it. And then I'm going to keep Huda Beauty, of course. This costed $60, and I don't think that the packaging is worth $60. I feel like it's cheap. It's cardboard. I don't like it. But the palette, trying to open you up. But the shades are really nice. I feel like this shade here, what shade is it called? Angelic. I don't like Angelic. It's just not as pigmented as the rest of them. But I do like the shades in this palette for sure. Alright, getting into bigger palettes here. So I wanted to keep the Kat Von D palettes together, and yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Alright, so next onto this group, this Modern Renaissance palette. I love you to death, love. I'm trying to open you up. There you go. I love her so much. She's such a pretty palette. I really like her, so I'm gonna keep her. Unfortunately, I didn't really give this palette that much love. I think this came with a little pack. It came with other Kat Von D products, and I didn't like the other Kat Von D products. I think it came with a blush, a liquid liner, and then this, maybe something else. But I really have not used it. I think I swatched it once. And I don't know, I just haven't gotten around to use it. So I'm like, it's been like, what, a year or two since I bought this palette and I haven't used it. So I'll find you a lovely home with one of my friends. Violet Voss, I'm obsessed. I want to keep you. You're lovely. You're amazing. Because look, it's definitely a holy grail palette. I use it quite often. I mean, maybe not as much as a lot of you, but you know, I like her. This is the Shade and Light Eye palette by Kat Von D. I really don't know because the shades are really pretty, the pigmentation is there. It's just that, you know, how unique is it? Hey, what's up, Melody? It's like, how often am I gonna actually use this palette? Because I used to use it a lot, but now I don't really use it too often. So that's gonna be in the maybe pile. And of course, I'm gonna keep the Too Faced Chocolate palette. This was, again, one of the first... Oh yeah, I totally hit pan on it. But this was one of the first high-end palettes, whatever, high-end palettes that I ever bought, really. And I bought one for my cousin as well, the one that I bought for the Meet Matrimony palette. So it's like, this is just nostalgic, and it doesn't really smell of chocolate too much. You can tell this is like the first edition of the chocolate palette because it's a thicker palette here. I'm thinking of getting the semi-chocolate or semi-sweet palette eventually, but until then, I'm going to love her like I do. So I wanted to keep all my Anastasia palettes together. I know that I had my Renaissance palette in the last group, but I just kind of wanted to put these smaller, because these are smaller, okay? These are smaller. It doesn't make sense that this is a bigger palette, but I don't know. They just came together that way. I don't know. Anyway, we'll start off with Saucebox because she's not with the rest of the group. So I really like her. You can tell that I did my brush into this palette quite often. Okay, the thing about this is that the blendability is great, the quality is great, everything about this is great. It's matte. I like matte colors. It's just that the pans are freaking huge, but the price is pretty damn good on this. I bought this actually at what was it? I bought this at the LA makeup store. No. I bought this at, shoot, what is that place called again? I seriously had to go back onto my YouTube channel just to see what it was called. I went to LA IMATS last year and I saw Saucebox there. So that's when I could actually try out the palettes, because people keep saying that Saucebox quality of shadows are really good. So I tried it and I was like, hey, I like it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I know I was having such a struggle with the last two palettes and I was putting them in the maybe pile, but you know what? I really like this palette. It's worth it. It's cute. Whatever. Shut up. So now the Anastasia palettes. Oh my gosh. So, okay. Let's just go with the easier one. This is a yes. I'm gonna keep it. I don't know. I just have a huge thing for this palette. It's freaking just freaked me up. This is my favorite, the Pink Champagne. I think it's called, yeah, Pink Champagne. Oh my gosh, it's so glittery and shiny. I love it. I don't know why I love this palette so much. It's so pretty. So I'm gonna keep you. Ah! Did anything mess up? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. And I like the packaging. It looks like a suitcase. Or I don't know, it looks like a suede something. It looks fancy to me. So this was a present, I believe, from my cousin. Like that, I think it was a birthday present or something. This is like the same cousin that has the same palettes as me, the Too Faced chocolate palette and the Meet Matrimony palette. So we obviously love makeup together, and that's what we kind of like bond over with each other. Okay, have you noticed that a lot of these palettes have black in it? I don't know, it just keeps reminding me that I bought that Maleficent palette just for the black in it. But anyway. That's a very dark black. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it even though I don't really use it that often, but it's just the whole fact that someone bought it for me, you know what I mean? So I don't want to get rid of it, and I like it. I just haven't used it that often, so I really need to use it. And then the Artist palette. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna get rid of any of these palettes here. This is the Artist palette. I'm starting to use it more often because, like, again, I am trying to get into the rainbow colors more often. So yeah, I've been dipping into that yellow shade Fresh. So we'll see about that. Darn, I was really hoping I'd get rid of some of those palettes. And finally the big guys. Oh, you're heavy. Oh my gosh, I'm weak. I need to go to the gym today. Ah man, this is gonna be difficult, bros. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of these. So let's just show you what they are. So this one, okay, these top two are gifts. So this one is from my cousins first, because they asked the cousin who I bond over with makeup over with, they asked her what does Melody like, and she told them she likes, you know, Sephora, she likes makeup. So they bought me this palette I think 2 or 3 years ago. This was the holiday palette from Kat Von D. What I don't like about this palette is that there's a little page here, and I don't know, I just feel like it gets in the way. But I really like this palette. I've been kind of using it a little bit more often just because, like I said, I've been trying to get into colors more often, so that was a beautiful shade to try out. I should try out this one. I know that for sure this purple shade is very clumpy. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this baby for that reason. And look at the packaging, look, you can see the little stars and you can see my diva light there. So silly. So my cousin that bonds with makeup with me, we actually got each other everything nice palette. We got each other this palette. We both knew that the other one is gonna give the other one this palette and something else on top of that, but I don't know, that's so stupid. But anyway, we bought this for each other. What I really like about this palette is this highlight and this blush are gorgeous, lovely. I use this palette actually for one of my goofy videos. It's called like Mel Teaches How to Strobing, and that's like a character I made up where she teaches you how to strobe, right? Make that like highlight for the gods type of look, right? So she's kind of like literally putting highlight palettes on her face, and you can see this whole streak of light on her face, and it's just hilarious. So I use that, but then that's kind of what happened, because then my face was brushing up on the palette when I was doing that video, and then this little blush accidentally got in the way, and now that's like that little bit of color on it. But at least it looks kind of cute. At least it's not too bad. But anyway, I really do like Chocolate Soleil, but I feel like it only looks good on me certain times. Like if I get too dark, it looks kind of like burnt on me. If I look too fair, it just does not blend well. I don't know if that's just me. That's just me. Also, I really wanted this palette because of the girly shade in here. That was a really unique shade when that one palette came out. I forget which one, but it had a girly in it and totally fetch. So that was what I definitely wanted from this palette. This one is also very cute and marvelous. I like it. Let's see. Okay, so this was Lorac Mega Pro, the holiday palette from Lorac maybe 2-3 years ago. And I know something got on that shade. I have no idea what. Oopsie. I have no idea what got on it, but it totally messed it up. Now there's a thing there. Anyway, it looks like a little massacre on that little black shade. Anyway, I really do like this shade. I mean, I like this palette. Let's see, which shade was it? I dipped my why do I keep saying I dip my shade? I dip my brushes a lot into these four up here, so you can totally tell which ones are used the most and which ones have been kind of abused, aka the black one. I'm so sorry. Espresso, yeah, was used too quite often. But anyway, I don't really give her love too often. I don't know, Lorac shades aren't that unique to me. Like, I got rid of my other pro palettes too in my last declutter. Even though I didn't record my last declutter, I still got rid of them. But I'm gonna keep this one because okay, it's limited edition, whatever. This is my life. Don't judge me. This is my most recent purchase out of all my palettes, the Natural Love palette. I did a first impressions video on this palette, and she is love. She is life. She's not life, but I'm just saying they could have done more of a neutral brown matte shade, just because I love mattes and people like using that shade, you know, to go in the crease. But from what I've done, from what I've used in this palette, I've probably used this palette maybe 5 times now, and each time my eye looks always come out looking pretty natural, aka Natural Love. And also what I like about this palette is that I feel like they made love to make this palette, you know what I mean? Because they took time to put in like little stickers that are kind of like velvety. The lettering is like velvety, not velvety, but furry. Remember those times when those stickers were really popular that had like fur on them? Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a palette where you can scratch it and then the smell would come off? Well, I guess that's kind of like the Chocolate Too Faced palette, except you don't scratch it to smell the chocolate. And lastly, the Morphe 350 palette. I just spit on my phone. Open. Is it 350 or 350? Well, y'all know what I mean. This is the basic palette. Everybody loves it. Everybody knows it. Everybody has seen it. This is it. I used this quite a lot last year during the fall season. I don't know why, but I love this shade here. It's just like that weird crispy color from what was her palette? The Laura Lee palette with a Violet Voss. I should have gotten that palette, but I didn't get to it. Oh well. Sad times, bros. But anyway, yeah, this is her. And the pricing ain't bad either. Morphe is pretty decent with their prices. So yeah, I'm gonna keep her for show. So these are the palettes that I really don't know about. I don't know. Because with this palette, I used to have the other Shade in the Light, the Face palette by Kat Von D. And I got rid of that one because it was just like, it would clump up on my face. So I don't know if I should keep, well, this isn't limited edition, so it's not like, but neither is this one, but I don't know. I don't know. Darn it. Well, anyway, I decluttered these. These are my declutters. I took them out. And I'm pretty happy with getting rid of them because you don't need negativity in your life, guys. Get rid of what you don't need in your life and you'll be happy with these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, please like and subscribe to my channel. You'll be seeing more of my face in the future. Alright, thanks guys. Bye!